have the best outdoor wood boiler dealer in the world, Mrs. Shadle. This is her business, and she's a hardy dealer out here in Cherry Valley. This is up towards Lake Erie, and she's such a nice lady. She's modest and didn't want to be on camera, but she is just knows the hardy inside and out. You know, she's rebuilt my water pump, and just whenever you have a problem, she knows exactly how to troubleshoot it and get everything figured out. Okay, but I got my grate, so let's head on back to the house and we will get this furnace up and running. Here we go. Welcome to Ohio. This is Saturday. It's 17 degrees right now. Last Saturday, I was wrapping bundles in shorts. Gotta love it. I broke my furnace, guys. And of course, I picked the coldest day of March to fix it. I broke a grate, and I thought I'm going to replace this, and I'll show you how it's done, and it might give you a better understanding of how the hardy works. All right, whatever the hardy giveth, it taketh away. $100. There is a strategic time when you have to replace one of your grates, and it's when all your wood burns down. And I want to do this quick because I don't want my temperature to drop because the house is still taking heat. We are going to shovel out some of the ash and coals, and we're going to put in this new grate. We'll probably rotate the other ones, and we'll try to do this quickly. Here we go. All right. So this is the inside of the furnace, and all my wood's pretty much burnt down. The middle grate is right here. You can see it has collapsed, and we're gonna pull that out, and I'm just gonna go ahead and clean everything out, and we're gonna pull out the other two grates and inspect them. I'll show you the damage that they get if you don't keep up with your ash removal. I have learned that the ash removal is what if you let your ash build up too much over time, that's one of the things that can cause these grates to fail. When I first started using the hardy, I would break a grate probably one a year. These have been in here for at least 5 years, so I've gotten better, but I think over time they do degrade. So I'll show you what we got going on. So first things, I'm gonna shovel out some of the ash, and we're gonna dump it. This will help us get to the grate. So this is a forced air system, and the air is forced from under the grates, and it burns the wood on top. When your grate breaks, everything falls down into the ash bin, and it doesn't burn the way it is supposed to. So we're gonna thin out some of this ash, and we're going to yank out these grates, and then we'll clean everything out. Look at the geese, guys. We have geese living in our pond. I didn't mean to disturb our Mr. and Mrs. Goose. They are a yearly visitor here. We have a pond, and they come every year, and they have their babies, and then they leave. Here's the underside of it, guys, and here you can see that's one part of the grate that's broken in half. The other's over there. It's underneath all that coal. We are going to save as much coal as we can so that the fire starts back up after we're done. I am going to unplug the blower because the blower is moving right now. Here at my water temperature, we're still above 150, so we're in good shape. And I'm going to unplug the blower because it's forcing air in right now. And So now the blower's shut down. I won't have any ash getting blown in my face, and we can change out the grates. A couple pieces of wood in here. I'm going to pull this stuff out too. That'll help us get things restarted. Here's another piece. Talking from experience, you know, I always wait till this gets burnt down to practically nothing. It just makes changing it easier. Otherwise, you're pulling out a bunch of logs. It's hard to get them out sometimes, and they're smoking and it's causing you problems. So this is why I waited until now to change it out. Here's that center grate that's broken. There's a grate in front that's still in good shape. That one's broken, and the one behind is in good shape. I have found the good equipment to have. I buy a new pair of welder's gloves every year. I always wear a knit hat because I've had my hair burn off the front of my head many times. And a metal L hook. It just works to pull these things out. So there's the broken one. It's gonna come out in 2 pieces. Oh, it's heavy too. Here's our 1/2 of the broken one. And this is hot, man. It's gonna melt some snow. And now let's pull out the other side. This one here is gonna come out from underneath. And here's the other side of it. Take a look how it broke. So, from my experience, guys, the middle grate is the one that usually breaks. It seems over time, with all that weight of the wood on these, and these things getting hot, things burning, a lot of times these grates will just get choked down with coals, and that air is being forced up from underneath, and it will find a way to get through. And it just like blow torches one of these, and it weakens the metal in it. And then with the weight of the wood and stuff, over time they just break in half, and that's what this has done here. So our job is to replace that with this. I'm going to pull out the other 2 grates, guys, and we're just going to check them out, because one of the things with these grates is that they are symmetrical, and you can rotate them just like your tires. So you try to, well, this one here is getting ready to fail too. So here we go, guys. This one here is looking bad. I might need to make another trip up and buy another one. So this one's got some cracks in it, and it's getting ready to fail. This was the one closest to the back, right by the hole where the air comes through. So I'm gonna hope I can get through the winter time with this. I'll just rotate this one and put it up in the front. The other thing too is you can flip these. So if they are starting to get some sag in them over time, you can flip them, you know, to straighten them back out. And here's my last one. Oh. And, well, this isn't good. This one's in bad shape too. So this one here has got some cracks, and here you can see some damage on this rung, and this one's cracked. This one's even worse. So I'm gonna have to probably take another trip up to Mrs. Shadle's and get 2 more grates. So here you're looking at $100, $200, and $300. So that is not good. So I hope that we can limp through the rest of the spring with these grates, but we're definitely not going to put these in the middle. I'm thinking that maybe the one in the back takes the least amount of abuse. So I think I'll put the worst of these all the way in the back. I'll put the better one in the front, and then I'll put the new one in the middle. Here's that's my shovel coming through. So that's the ash bin. And I'm gonna leave all these coals in here. I'm just gonna rotate these grates, and I gotta clean off this ledge that they both set on so that they set on it straight. So the wind's really blowing out here, and I'm getting a lot of wind, and it's kicking up some of this ash. So I apologize for all of the interference with the screen. But I'm cleaning off these ledges, and that's where these grates are going to sit. Serious though. Okay, this really stinks. You know, I'm going to have to be replacing these other two, but I have gone a long time with these, and the way I used to break grates, you can, down here some all my old ones that I've broken over time, and I'm serious, these have been in here for a pretty long time. I'm disappointed to see that they're broken, but I think in the grand scheme of things, you know, when you think of the cost savings of having one of these, okay, $300 would have bought a lot of gas, but we just gotta bite the bullet, get these new grates, and then keep our house warm. Guys, this grate is red hot, and I'm trying to look to see if there is a bow to it, and there is. So it's bowed this way. I'm going to put this one in with this side down, this side up, and we're going to move it all the way to the back and hope that we can get through the winter time. Okay, so I've gotten that one in position. I'm just going to slide it back now. And there we go. So that's grate number one is in place now. I'm going to put in our new grate. This should go right in. Let's get this lined up and we'll push it into place. Looking good. And now our last one, let's take a look at it. Boy, this one's in bad shape, man. It is clearly bowed on this side. So this is going to be our top side now. And it looks like this is our strongest rung. It gets weaker this way. So I'm going to put this one towards the center and hope that that buys us some time. Whew, that thing's hot still. I use these welder's gloves, but they last about a year. They start going bad after a while. Here it is, guys. I got all three grates are in place. You can see how much this one here is bent. You know, it's way up off over here, but it'll settle back down over time. My fear is that they're just going to break in half. Hopefully we can get it to last through the end of March. It seems that we unofficially shut the furnace down around Easter every year, and if I can get it to go that far, that's fine, but obviously I still need to get these replaced. But why spend money now when you can put it off for later, right? All my grates are in. I'm going to throw all my wood back in and shovel back in these coals. This is only a problem you have to deal with on a forced air furnace like a Hardee's. A lot of these other furnaces just use a natural draft where they just open a flapper door to get it to burn, and there are no grates in it, but that's what you got to deal with this kind of furnace. And we did it pretty quick. Our temperature is still up. Furnace is not going to take a long time to come back up to temp. I'm going to plug back in the blower motor and it should kick on. So that's the flap that when the blower motor shuts off, it closes, and that chokes down the entire firebox so that your wood isn't burning all the time. Wood only burns when it's around 150 degrees, but here the blower motor's running and we should be able to get our fire stoked back up pretty quick. And what I'm going to do to help things out, I got these red hot coals off onto the side. I'm just going to dump them on top of the grates, help get the fire going again. Another practice that I do, I try to keep some dry kindling just for moments like this, because you know, if the fire goes out in the middle of the night, you want to get something that will light up real easy. So we'll throw that in here. And we'll wait for that fire to come back up. So it's starting to spit sparks already, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna have our fire back here in no time. Here we go, guys. That's all it needs is one little flicker like that, and we are on our way. You get used to your fire going out. Now, I've been on a pretty good streak. I don't want to jinx myself. When you're out here at 3 a.m. trying to get your fire started, all you need is just one little coal, and it just always seems to start back up. You just throw some dry stuff there, and it's burning again. So we got a pretty good flame right now, guys. So we should be able to go back inside and warm up here in no time. I was making wood the other day and I ran across a poplar log. I thought this was ash, but then it's poplar. So I threw that into the furnace, and then I picked up some sassafras. And it is strong. It smells just like root beer, but it burns pretty nice in the furnace too. I am good. This fire is a keeper. So we can go ahead and we'll shut the bottom door. I'm gonna fill it up with some wood. And I can go back inside and enjoy my coffee. I think the outdoor wood furnace is a great invention. It's not the perfect machine, but it is a great machine. We have the warmest house in Northeast Ohio, and I guarantee you we got the hottest shower, because we heat our domestic hot water with this thing. I really do believe, though, that the outdoor wood furnace isn't for everyone. It does have some downsides to it. They smoke a lot. If you want to keep peace in your neighborhood and peace with your neighbors, you may not want to have one of these. If you can't find a readily available stash of firewood, maybe you want to think twice about it too. There is definitely a return on investment, but for us it mattered that the wood was free, and I was able to use relationships and working trust with people to where I was getting my wood for free, and that's what led to my firewood hobby. I think so too. If you are the type that likes to go on vacation in the wintertime and leave, this is probably not the right option for you. That's not good for these things to heat up to operating temperature and then cool down. And remember, they're filled up with water, so they can freeze and burst all the pipes, and then nothing good is going to happen because of that. The thing with these Hardys, though, is they went out of business. But there was a group that purchased them. I don't think they're making furnaces, but they're still making the parts, because I was still able to get parts. And speaking with Mrs. Shadle from Shadle Furnace up in Cherry Valley, she acts like that the supply is good, and that Hardy owners shouldn't be experiencing any disruptions. I have a feeling, though, that if the grates were to disappear, I'm sure one of you guys out there would have a solution for me on what I could use in their place. I don't know, with black pipe or something. I don't know if that would melt over time, but these are heavy cast, and but you see they eventually fatigue over time. One thing for sure, these are very inefficient. They use a lot of wood, and they're blasting a lot of smoke up in the air, a lot of particulate matters. If you're sensitive about that, or if you have, lung problems, maybe you'd want to rethink that as well. But I've never measured the heat drop from the tank to our heat exchanger in the house, but I'm sure it's noticeable. Because during winter, the ground where the pipes are buried underground, there's no snow. So that we are keeping the worms warm during winter time. Light wood is lighting up pretty good. It's burning, and I'm sure our temperature is climbing. I was wanting to tell you, I made another appearance on a YouTube channel. It's called Weekend Warrior BBQ. If you recall, last summer I had made a delivery to him. Well, I made another. and we did a video and we talk about firewood, and I think you guys would find it interesting. So please go over to his channel and check it out. Leave a comment, tell him that you were sent from Ohio Woodburner. Our temperature's coming up. We are at 165 right now, so it's gonna shut off at 170. I am good with everything. So I'm gonna go ahead and shut the door and go on inside. I know we are a fire delivery service, but the outdoor wood furnace is a key part of our entire process. And it is this thing here that's got me started in firewood. I probably wouldn't be here right now if not for this. I just wanted to show you some of the things you got to do with the outdoor wood furnace, and certainly repairs is one of them. It helps having a very good dealer, and people in Northeast Ohio certainly have one with a Shadle furnace. Mrs. Shadle's a dynamite person, and you can call her anytime and she's there for you. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if so, hit that thumbs up. Don't forget to check out Weekend Warrior BBQ. I thought it was a very interesting video. All right, guys, everyone have a great day.